intent 4 and 17. This matter is by the degree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent, all right, that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basest of men. And right now, all right, the world is being ran by the basest of men, okay? And all of these heathen are ultimately under us, but the Heavenly Father is fair, okay? When you go into prophecy, he allowed these particular heathen to have their rulership, their time in the planet Earth, where they dominated. So no one could say that Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is unfair. It's just that the final kingdom that's going to be set up, according to Daniel the 2nd chapter, Daniel the 7th chapter, is the kingdom of the Israelites. Yahweh Shai's kingdom on earth, through the power of the Most High God Yahweh. The sons of God under the second Adam are going to be the final rulers forever of this earth, which is the only way that it will prosper into 100% righteousness. Okay? So,
All right. Shalom. First and foremost, just as always, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Shemiah Shai, which is the Paleo Hebrew, the Lashon Kodash, the Holy Tongue, also known as in Israel today as the dead language, as it was the original Hebrew, which is no longer used in Israel today. For the one true name of the Heavenly Father being Yahweh, and that of the Messiah whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus being Yahweh Shai, though the letter J wasn't derived until the 16th century. And as it is written, there is no other name given among men whereby ye must be saved. All right, that's how important the name is, man. I'd like to give double honors to the elders and the apostles at GMS Great Millstone, who do rule well today, who taught me this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, and a sincere peace, love, blessing, salutations unto all of you hopeful and faithful members of the elect out there. All those of you who have been called, who have received this calling, and who are doing the best to make the calling of your election sure, man. All right, preparing for a theocracy. All right, because I said that, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the definition of theocracy right quick. As you saw the Elder Yashawamba, right, going in on something on Daniel the 8th chapter, right? He had made mention of the heathens having a time to bear rule, and all the heathens really having a time where they had rule on this earth, man. And I wanted to pull a point out of that, which, you know, through the Spirit had stirred up this lesson. So Lord willing to be edifying. As you see in the background, we have theocracy, right? It says a system of government in which priests rule in the name of God or a God. And as you see, a further breakdown, the Commonwealth of Israel from the time of Moses until the election of Saul as king. Noun theocracy, noun the theocracy. So, right, it's referring us to what? The Commonwealth of Israel. And what is that Commonwealth? Having the Heavenly Father, right, rule over us, man. All right, that's what we had until the time of Saul. Saul was the first king over Israel. All right, well now, as the elder had said, right, the only way for us to have righteousness is to have a proper rulership, man, which is ultimately going to be Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, right? Which he's going to have an order, right? With that, you're going to have the elect, right? The 144,000, the judges set up over this earth who are going to rule by what, man? The law. And that's the difference with us and these nations, right? All these nations had their time to bear rule, but which one of these nations ruled according to the law of the Heavenly Father? You see, all these nations ruled according to their own law, according to their own agenda, and eventually it musters forth pride, man. That's why King Nebuchadnezzar, right? We have the story of where the Heavenly Father brought his mind down to and really destroyed it to make him think that he was a goddamn cow, man. He thought he was untouchable as, right, the power of the earth at that time. But what these people don't understand, man, is the Heavenly Father is the power that sets these things up, that brings these things down, right? And ultimately, like the elder was saying, man, right, the everlasting rule is going to belong to Israel, man, because we have been given the ways in which to conduct this earth, man. In other words, Deuteronomy 4 and 6, it says, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. So out of all these nations, man, the Heavenly Father chose Israel to give the wisdom of what? The law, man. In other words, the law is a way to conduct ourselves on this earth, man. You see, in modern science will still prove it. When you break one of these laws, what happens? You catch a disease and you die. Well, the Heavenly Father gave us this wisdom since the very beginning. In the Stone Age, these other nations didn't have this wisdom. These other nations were doing all sorts of wild stuff that was causing them to die and catch diseases. We didn't need to, right, bust forth, get a scientist to see whether or not a man could lie with a man. No, the Heavenly Father said that a man shall not lie with a man, and the wages of sin is what? Death. Now, no wonder why these people are getting AIDS and dying, man. We didn't need to get no scientists. The Heavenly Father gave us the word, man, and this is the word that, according to the New Covenant, right, pursuant to Hebrews, the 8th chapter, is going to be written within us, man. Lord willing, being part of that number is the elect. The elect are going to have these laws written within them, man. So they're going to rule in this earth in perfection, fully establishing that theocracy that we were just reading of. Going on, it says, "For what nation is there so great, who hath God so nigh unto them as the Lord, our God, is in all things that we call upon him?" 4. It says, "And what nation is there so great that has statutes and judgment so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day?" Right? What nation has all of these laws, man? What nation has this particular type of wisdom? The answer is none. That's why, again, you've seen these nations rule according to their own agenda, not according to the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, but according to their own laws, which are one-sided, by the way. Right? Their system is set up to destroy you jakes, man. And yet you people cleave unto it like it's your law, like it's your system, which I'm not saying to go break laws, right? The book of Romans, I believe that's the 15th chapter, or the 12th chapter goes into that, right? Obey the law of the land. What do Yahushai say? Give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. But let me go ahead and grab this other precept here. This is the book of Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus, and I'm pretty sure it's chapter 23. Let me just verify that's the case, man. No, it's not. It's 24. All right. Again, this is Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 24, and verse. We'll just read verse 1. "Wisdom shall praise herself, and shall glory in the midst of her people. In the congregation of the Most High shall she open her mouth and triumph before his power. I came out of the Most High and covered the earth as a cloud." So the Heavenly Father, right, spoke on a level of wisdom. He spoke life into existence, man. All right, beyond a level that we can't even comprehend. You see, Esau refers to it as the Big Bang. Well, something had to cause this Big Bang, to cause all this life to take place harmoniously and work out perfectly the way that it has, man. All right, which again is the Heavenly Father speaking it into existence. Verse 4, it says, "I dwelt in high places, and my throne is in a cloudy pillar. I alone encompassed the circuit of heaven, and walked in the bottom of the deep, in the waves of the sea, and in all the earth, in every people I got a possession." Right, so every people has a lick of wisdom, man. Every nation has its role on this earth. The Heavenly Father just didn't create nations because he thought it would be funny. He created nations to fulfill their role. In other words, Esau was created to be the sword. Moab was created to be the washpot. In fact, let's go ahead and grab that real quick. This is Psalms chapter 60 and verse. If there's loads, we might have to pull it up on the. Oh, there we go. Psalms chapter 60 and verse 8. "Moab is my washpot. Over Edom will I cast out my shoe. Philistia, triumph thou because of me." Right. So Moab, right, being the point, their role is to be what? The washpot, man. The washpot. That's why you see them in all these salons, and really, that's Moab right in his element, man. He shouldn't be over there pushing papers or doing whatever the, wielding a sword or whatever the case is, man. That is his blessing, all right? So every nation has its role, man. Let me go ahead and grab another precept. This is Ecclesiasticus 33. Well, in fact, I'm going to read a little more into this, and we'll grab that 33. It says, um, verse 7, right? So every nation had a lick of wisdom, right? Verse 7, it says, with all these I sought rest, right? So with all these nations, wisdom sought rest, man. And in whose inheritance shall I abide? Right. So he's saying what, man? In whose inheritance am I going to abide in? What nation did the Heavenly Father create for me to fully dwell within, man? Well, we just read the nation the Heavenly Father gave his wisdom to. The wisdom, the knowledge of life, right? And death. Because again, the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life, man. Pursuant to Romans the 8th chapter in the last verse. Verse 7, it says, with all these, Salakia, Romans the 6th chapter in the last verse. With all these I sought rest, and whose inheritance shall I abide? So the creator of all things gave me a commandment. And he that made me caused my tabernacle to rest, and said, let thy dwelling be in Jacob, and thine inheritance in Israel. So there you go, man. He created Israel to have this wisdom. All right, even though all these nations, right, they have their role to play in the earth, just like all animals have their role to play in the earth. The lion, what do they refer to him as? The king of the jungle, man. You got the lion, he got his dwelling place, he has his, his lionesses, right? He got his cubs. But then you have what? The gazelle. But if you remove the gazelle out of the equation, right, it's gonna ruin the ecosystem the Heavenly Father has set up. Well, he's done the same thing with people, man. And in fact, let's go ahead and grab that. What did I say? Sirach 33. This is Sirach 33 and verse 12. And it reads, we'll go to verse 11. Verse 10, it says, and all men are of the ground, and Adam was created of the earth. Yes, we are all of the ground. Yes, we are all of the same making. We all bleed the same blood. We all got DNA. We all are made from atoms and molecules, right? Well, going on, verse 11, it says,